It's the over part, over manipulation, that sometimes can cause a problem. So if you're manipulating your hair every day, hey y'all, I am AJ Watkins and I am the founder and CEO of All Natural Kinks. If you have been here before, been watching my videos, welcome back y'all. If you are brand new, welcome, welcome, welcome. We talk all things hair, hair tips, all the above. So if you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button y'all. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I am also the curator of a hair care product line, All Natural Kinks. So if you're interested in products that are really gonna grow your hair and retain your length, check out the website allnaturalkinks.com. Okay, so let's just get right into it, okay? So today we're gonna talk about 6 natural hair mistakes. So these are mistakes that I've personally found did not do well for my hair over the years. I've been doing this natural hair journey for a while. I have found tips, things that work great, and things that don't work so good. So here I'm going to be talking about in my experience. So hopefully these things will help you as you go through your natural hair care journey. You can kind of avoid maybe some of the mistakes that I've made. Okay, so number 1 is over manipulation. Let me explain what manipulation. So you obviously have to manipulate your hair at some point, okay? So when you're styling or, putting your hair in a certain way, obviously you have to manipulate it. So when I talk about manipulation, I'm talking about combing the hair. I'm talking about pulling it up in a ponytail. I'm talking about braiding it. I'm talking about twisting it. So these are things you're gonna naturally do to your hair, okay? So overall, that's not bad. It's the over part, over manipulation, that sometimes can cause a problem. So if you're manipulating your hair every day, so if you are combing daily to put in a style, if you are taking out the braids and rebraiding them every day, if you are twisting it and again combing it out every single day, this can cause over manipulation, right? And this can lead to breakage. So our hair, type 4 hair, can be very fragile. So if you're playing with it, if you're manipulating it, if you're combing it, if you're rebraiding it, if you're doing all these things, if you're pulling it back too much, these are things that can cause breakage overall. They can cause a lot of tension, which can cause breakage to the edges part of your hair. So these are things that you want to avoid to really make sure you maximize your length retention. So if somebody who likes to wear your hair space buns one day, bun one day, down another day, keep your hair in a protective style so you can be versatile like that. That way you're not actually manipulating the hair. You're not combing their hair out to get that style. You're just styling a protective style. You can be a little versatile, a little fun, while actually making sure you can still retain your length. Next natural hair mistake is in the detangling process. So one mistake that is commonly done is just combing your hair from the roots to the tips. If you're a type 4 girly like me, you'll notice that it's very, very difficult to just take a comb and go from the root to the tip without getting any snags or anything like that. And so if you're just taking a comb and ripping through your hair, then it could really cause your hair to rip and to break. And this can cause a lot of breakage for you. So you want to avoid combing your hair, just taking a comb and doing it from the root to the tip. You actually want to do the opposite of that. And you want to slowly comb your hair from the tips to the root and not pulling or snagging, but just allowing the comb to glide through your hair slowly as you go up to the bottom to the top. That's going to cause a lot less breakage. I know some people do only finger detangling. So they just take their fingers out and kind of let the fingers take out the tangles and detangle the hair. If that works for you, that works completely fine. For me, I find a comb is a little bit easier because the finger detangling, I'm not able to get every single tangle out. So I like to first finger detangle. I like to start with that to get the big tangles out and then use a comb to get all the other tangles out. I find that works best for me for both retaining my length and ultimately having less breakage. Okay, we're gonna stay in that detangling category. And another thing is detangling your hair while it's dry. That is a no-no. When your hair is that dry, it can be extremely prone to breakage. So if you're combing it when it's completely dry, then it's just going to break the good strands. So you wanna avoid your hair being extremely dry while you're detangling. The best thing you want to do, so before actually taking that comb or taking that brush and going through, you want to put some type of liquid, cream, something on the hair. I personally, before I detangle, when I do my detangle on wash day, I'll spray water on it and then use my detangling jelly. I'll section it off first. I section, and then within each section, I spray each section with water. I use my detangling jelly, which contains marshmallow root and slippery elm. So that really allows me to get the tangles out a lot easier. Whether you detangle before the shower, that's what I personally like to do, because I do my big detangle before wash day. And so I find detangling before the shower works for me. I find some people detangle in the shower. That works best for them. That's fine. You just make sure you want to detangle the hair in sections and not just taking a comb and, like we talked about, just ripping through your hair, because that's gonna cause a lot of breakage, especially when your hair is bone dry. Another common mistake that is made often is not moisturizing your hair with the protective style. Okay, so protective styles can work excellent. They could be great for retaining length. It was one of the reasons why I was able to retain so much length was through protective styling. But if you are not moisturizing your hair, when you're having a protective style, your hair can get dry. It can lead to what we talked about earlier, breakage, which is the thing you do not want. And then you're really just negating the process. Really, you're just negating the process, because if your hair is dry, it's going to break. So if you're noticing, oh my goodness, like I have my protective style, I've been doing protective styles for so long, I haven't noticed my hair growing, you haven't been able to retain your length, it might be in your moisture method. So if you're just having that protective style and you're not moisturizing every 1 to 3 days, if you're not able to moisturize your hair, that could actually be doing the opposite. It can cause your hair to be dry, which again, when your hair is dry, like we talked about before, dryness can lead to breakage. The last one is not properly caring for your ends. Y'all, the ends of your hair are the oldest part. They're the grandfathers, they're the great-grandfathers, they're the great-great-great-grandfathers of your hair. They're the oldest part of your hair. So y'all, they need a little extra TLC, okay? So one thing you want to do is I call it babying your ends. I personally like to put product on my ends daily. So I'll put maybe a little shea butter on my ends, a little bit of oil on my ends. So if you're finding every time, you get ready to trim, you're having to trim an excess amount, it's most likely because you're not caring for your ends properly. So a tip that I like to do is I'll put like a little shea butter on my ends every day, or some oil on my ends, or a little extra leave-in conditioner on my ends. This will help you overall. When you do have to trim, you don't want to, trim too much. You don't want to trim all that progress, especially if you're trying to retain your length. You want to keep as much length as possible. So a tip that's going to help is really taking care of your ends properly. I hope this was helpful for you all. Also, let's keep the conversation. Y'all already know, let's keep the conversation going in the comments. What did I miss? What have you found in your natural hair journey that you made a mistake and you're like, oh my goodness, I should not have done that? Put it down in the comments. I want to know about it. Let me know. Or something maybe that I talked about that maybe has worked for you. Or if you have an overall question of something that I mentioned or something that I talked about, let me know in the comments. I will definitely respond. Y'all are my people. So if you have anything, just let me know. Also, if you're looking for a natural hair care routine for just daily moisture, or maybe you need something for wash day, check out the website, allnaturalkinks.com. We have products, we have kits, we have things that'll walk you through a regimen so you can care for your hair properly, so it can stay moisturized, so it can stay stay healthy, so it can retain your length, and you can have the beautiful, luscious hair that you may want. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.